Okay, I'm back. That was not a eating call. She wasn't calling me to eat. She was calling me to let me see the weather report. It's bad in a lot of places right now. These tornadoes they're everywhere, and they're still saying we're going to get bad weather tonight, possibly tornadoes. All right, what I'm doing is taking my 1-inch brush and just coming in here, being as careful as I can, and pulling this color out. Just pulling it out. And when you're doing this, if you need to go and knock some of the paint off your brush, because you can pick up quite a bit of paint doing this pretty quick. That's all I'm doing, is just trying to stay within my lines, pulling this paint out. And sometimes when you're pulling this paint out, you can actually see how you want to lay your mountain out. Sometimes. Not like that. That's what we're looking for. Alright, that's a nice range of mountains right there. Pretty nice. Okay, get ready to wash that brush. Just have to wash several brushes, looks like. Alright, now I'm going to pick up our knife again, and the color that we used to make that mountain, that Van Dyke brown and dark sienna, I'm going to go pick up a little yellow ochre and put in this color and just kind of marble mix it. And then I want to pick up some white, bring some white into that color, and just marble mix all these colors together here. We don't want a real bright color. We just want it to be kind of marble mixed and to the light side. Pull it out flat. Get that little roll of paint. Come up here to your forest peak and just start working it down. Just real light, real easy touches. That's all you want to do. Then come up here to this peak. Same thing, just real light touches. Just kind of let that paint break. Just real light touches. And in some spots, you're going to pick up where you picked up the paint it. Some of it will have darker spots in it, and some of it will have lighter spots in it. And that's perfectly fine. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. And come up here to this little peak. Pull it down. And you got to make a decision right here, because if you want this peak to come down in front of that one, then you pretty much don't need to go real far down with the highlight on that one, because we're going to come back up here and add just a little bit more highlight here in a few minutes anyway. Alright, then we'll come up here and go to work on this one. And we'll go to work on this one. About like so. Then we'll come up to the tall one here. We'll go to pulling him down. Just let that paint break. Just keep your paint pulled out flat when you go back up here to pick some up. You know, you want to make sure you keep that paint flat, because that really helps when you go to get that little roll. It helps way more than you think it does. Alright, just like so. About all we need. And we'll come over here into this one. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to let that one come down. So we'll stop about right here on that one. About right in here. Yeah, about like that. And then over here we'll make that decision when we get to him. But I'm thinking we're probably gonna stop him about right here too. The way it's looking. About like so. Alright, now with that same color right there, we're going to come back and just pick up a little more white. Now we're going to whiten it up just a little. But we still don't want it solid white. We still want it to be kind of marbled. We just want it to be the same color but lighter, if that makes sense. And pull it out flat as you can get it. Excuse me. And we don't want to make a real big showing of this color. We just want to come up here because we know it's a bright day, because those clouds are kind of lit up. we just want to add a little flavor to it. Just enough so we can see it real good. And just let that paint break. Now we are building up a lot of paint right now. This paint it's starting to get thick up here. But that happens. All right. And then just a little right in here. A little right in here. I like it when you can do that and it still saves that dark color that we had under it. To me, that just looks so neat. All right, and we want to bring this one down right through here, like so. About like that. And maybe a little over here. Pull this peak out just a little bit. Like that. Yeah. That looks good. We'll come up here. And we'll touch him a little bit here and there. Just a little bit. Don't take much. And then over here on this one, the same thing. Won't take much. Wow, that is thick. That's a lot of paint. But that's what happens when you're using a real thick paint like it. That stuff is thick. Okay. Now, I'm going to go right into my clean titanium white, and I'm going to pick up just a smidgen of Indian yellow, just a touch of Indian yellow, just to kind of brighten it up some. And we'll get that small roll, and just in a couple places here, I just want that white to come off, just in a couple places. I don't want a lot of it, just in a couple places, so you can see that, like that sunshine's just shining down the side there. And pick up a little more. We'll touch this one. Give him a little sunshine. Give him a little sunshine. Give him a little. I think this spot here needs a little bit more right there on that peak. Right in there. Like so. Yeah, I think that looks better. Alright. Then we'll come up here. We'll go to work on our other boy over here. Give him a little sunshine here and there. Just a little. It don't take much. Just a little. Just to show a little lightness is all we're trying to do. We'll come back right in here and just kind of lighten that on up a little bit more. Just a little bit. And then right here where we just brought that little peak out at right there. It's like so. I think I'm gonna do, no I'm not, I'm gonna leave it alone. Alright, now, we'll add a little over here on this peak. Just let it break, real light touch. That's all it takes. Just a real light touch. I'm telling you, this paint is so thick. Wow. It's just sucking that knife to that canvas. You know, back not too long ago, they was having a lot of problems with the Bob Ross paint not being the same consistency and stuff that it used to be. Well, I'm here to tell you, they have got that problem worked out. This paint is awesome now. This stuff is thick. Okay. About like that's what we needed. Just enough to light that little mountain up. And give it some pretty decent looking little highlights. Then I want to pick up some alizarin crimson. Probably about an M&M full, and bring it out. Then I want to pick up some more, about half that much yellow ochre, and I want to mix these colors together real loose like. And I know what you're thinking. Alizarin crimson? Really? Alright, we're going to come over here behind this little peak with the little edge of the knife. And we just come right in here with that color. We just touch. We don't need a lot of it, just a little. Just to add that flavor. Believe me, we don't need a lot. Alright, then we'll do the same right here. I want to just come up in here and pull some of it out. Not much, just a little, because we're gonna add something to this in a minute. Just like so. When that yellow ochre gets in there and it goes to mixing up with it, it helps a lot. Helps darken it down, but still gives it that red rock look that we're going for. And just very easily pull it out, just very easily. See over here we didn't get much yellow ochre color in there. But if you marble mix it, you're gonna end up with a variety of color. You know, one time you may have more red, and the next time you may have a little more yellow ochre. And to me, that's the whole purpose of mixing a color like it, to leaving it marbled. That way it changes while you're painting with it. It'll just change colors on you. And when that happens, you know, don't even try to fight it. I mean, it's what you're setting up for. That's the whole purpose of mixing them like that. Right in here we want a little bit. Let's see, that's the way I was hoping they would all do. And when we go back over it, they'll all work out. And you'll kind of see then what I'm trying to do. Alright, we'll come in here like so. Pull this color out a little. Not like so. Now we want to go back into our highlight color. We want to bring this little peak here on down in front of that one. Just right beside it there like so. Because they're gonna fade out together here in a few minutes when we start doing our mist at the bottom. About like that. Now we'll get in here with this, on this little point right here. Give him a little. Don't take much. Then we'll come in on this one. Pull it down. Like so. Like so. I done got quiet over here. I'm concentrating. I'm just lost up in this knife. Just sitting here enjoying that sound. Trying real hard not to fall asleep while I'm doing it. Okay. Now, let me go back up here. I'm gonna go ahead and pull all this color down toward the bottom here, like so. Alright, now we're going to go right into our Van Dyke brown color. our darkest brown. And we're going to come back up here and we're going to touch in random places with this Van Dyke brown. Just in random places. Right in here, you can put a little. Right in here. And then we'll add what little bit we got left right over here for now. Alright. Now we want to come in here with this, where that Van Dyke brown is. And we want to start slowly working that color very lightly. Just working this color in here and letting it mix with our yellow ochre and our red. And that will give us kind of a rusty brown reddish rock look that kind of looks like the side of the mountain is just covered in a lot of iron and ore, just, how sometimes rocks will get that rusty red look. And that's kind of what we're going for there. We'll pick this up just a little more. We'll come over here and touch it in a couple places. It don't take a lot of it, because once you go to putting a dark color over a light color, it'll eat it up pretty quick. So keep that in mind when you come back up here with this color. If you don't have a lot of bright red, then or I shouldn't say red, where the alizarin crimson is dark or brighter, then it won't take a lot of that to mix, to kind of tone it down some. Because that's basically all we're trying to do, is just get it to where it'll come in there and tone that color down and give it that rustic, there I go saying rustic again, that rusty look, to make the rocks look kind of like I don't know if you really call that rusty or not, but to me that's what they look like. I mean, they look rusty. They have that kind of brownish red look to them, kind of like what I'm trying to make up here. And the darkness, of the brown kind of helps with the overall shadow look. About like that, yeah. Alright, then I'll pick up just a little bit more of that sunshine color right here. And I'll just like to bring it on down across the bottom here. Just like so. And we'll blend all that in when we go to doing our. Then I'll go back up here and clean this edge up with this color. Just real lightly. Now that we got our shadow color down. Just like so. Pull this back out, just like so. And then where these two colors are right here, you can just kind of come in here with your knife and just kind of let them blend together a little bit, and it'll form just like a little kind of like a little valley in here. About like that's what we was looking for. I've had a couple people that saw these and they fell in love with them. So I hope y'all like them. Alright, now I got a little bit of white on this brush left from earlier. And I'm going to come up. I'm just going to tap. Being careful to follow the angles of the mountain. And we'll do the same over here. And if I have to, I'll put a little more white on. May have to. Because that white, that mist is important in this painting. Alright, I'm going to knock these colors out of my brush. Come up under here and go to blending them out. Yeah, I'm definitely going to add some more white. That's not a big deal. That's not a problem at all. Alright, now very lightly, pull these colors up and wash the brush off when you do. Or, you know, knock the color out, because if not, you're going to pick up that brown and it's going to contaminate your brush and cause you grief that you don't need. Just like so. Yeah, we definitely going to need a little more white right here. Because I want a good bit of mist on these. It requires it for this painting. But now that don't mean we want to go up there and just add a big blob of white, you know, just to get our mist. We're going to add just a little at a time by adding just a little color on the corner of the brush. Not much at all. We don't want to, you know, we just want to do little, just very little spots at a time up here. We don't want to try to come up here and do it all with one swipe, because then we would have a mess on our hands. A big mess. Matter of fact, we can work on this side first before we even go to that other side over there. Because what you can do right here is you can do this like a cloud. You can come in there and make little circles, just, you know, like a cloud, kind of like you're blending out a cloud. And then very gently pull that color up. And then blend out the bottom, like so. Now that's about the amount of mist we was looking for right there. We want it to be just misty back in that area. I cannot keep from getting paint on me tonight. Alright, and we'll do the same thing over here. We'll come along the bottom here, and we'll work our way up where we just had that mist at. And we'll just tap along until we get it up here knocked out the way we want it. About like so. And we'll do our little blending trick again. We'll just come up here and blend it out like clouds. Make it look just like floating mist. And then pull it up very gently. Very gently. like so. And that's what we're looking for right there. Now that mountain just looks like it's sitting in a valley of mist back here, just a big cloud of mist. Just like that. And that's what we was looking for. Alright, now we want to pick us up a fan brush again. And I'm going to come into the phthalo green. And I'm going to come into the midnight black. And I'm going to mix these colors on the brush. The midnight black. Remember, the midnight black's got the lavender, kind of lavender color in it. So it's going to be a little more, it'll be a little more stronger than the phthalo green. But that phthalo green's a pretty stout color too. So it'll probably try to show up. Or at least it should. And if it don't, we know it's in there. Alright. The trees we're going to do are just going to be the little tappy trees. We'll come up here and just... No, sap green's not showing at all. Which that's fine. Now, in a couple of these places you can go above the mist. But, you know, not everywhere. Because you want to be able to look back here and tell that there is mist. When you're looking back here. And that's what your short trees will give you. Your shorter trees will give you that mist. Alright, then we'll come on this side and give ourselves some taller trees and shorter trees. Just like so. And when you run out of paint, just go pick you up a little more. Like so. That's about all you need. Across here like so. Now this is where this paint goes to getting easy. From here on, it's fairly a simple paint from here on out. Alright, I hear a tornado siren somewhere. I hope that's not ours. I hope it's on TV. Bad weather's not supposed to be here for a little while, according to the Weather Channel, or the local news. That's why I come down here and went ahead and started painting this painting. But if I had to jump up and run, y'all, just know it. Know why. Alright, we're going to come up here we're going to take this 2-inch brush. We're going to go into this and just pull straight down. Just real lightly. Just real lightly pull straight down. And try to keep that line going across there as straight as you can. Now if you deviate from straight, we can modify our water line when we start doing it. And we can follow the bank. So it, just try. I mean, if you can't, then you hadn't done nothing that's not fixable. I guess is what I'm trying to say. But just very lightly. See, when you lightly pull these straight down, you actually pulling down what looks like is above it. If you pull it down hard, you're gonna get a solid color. You're not gonna get that separation of the trees. About like that's what we're looking for. And then you can flip this brush over and just very gently brush across, and it'll give you an instant reflection across here, just like so. All right, we'll hold on to that brush for a second. Alright, I'm going to pull aside a little white. And we don't want this solid white, so let's reconfigure and get us just a touch. I mean, just a barely little bit of dark sienna. Get that little roll of paint on top of the knife. And then come up here. And right where your straight line is, where you've done it with the brush, just lay that knife down like you're trying to cut straight through the canvas. Keep it as straight as you can. Keep that knife as parallel with the canvas as you can. And then do the same thing on this side. Just like so. And then right in here, if your water line got too bright on you or too much, just come up here and just keep cutting through it, and it'll just work right in, just like so, just like that. Then you can come back, pick you up a little more, and come out in the water and just put you a couple little ripples out here, just to add to the overall effect. Just like so. That's all you got to do. Now, we want to pick up our little half round brush, our little oval brush, the round one, and we want to come over here into a little more of the Van Dyke brown, and this time we'll pick us up a little sap green, and we'll get us a little of the phthalo green. So it's sap green, phthalo green, and sap green, phthalo green, and Van Dyke brown, just like that. We'll come about right Let's see. Yeah, we'll start right here. We'll start about at the bottom of the shadow. And we'll just come up here and go to tapping. Yeah, you can see some of the green in this time. Well, I guess the birds wanted to be heard all of a sudden. We got kids out around four-wheelers and they hear it. I'm gonna tell you, if you're not familiar with a bird, like a pet bird for the house, you can get you some cockatiel birds, and they'll be better than any guard dog you ever had. Them things, I'm telling you, it is unreal how good they can hear. Look at that, messed up that pretty cloud. Wow. Alright, just like that, we're putting this in the tree. And then we'll come out here, start adding some more shape to our tree. And we're going to say that's about the end of our tree right there. Yep, about like that. But then we'll come into this dark color right here, because this is where our color's going to change. And we want to work this down, kind of at an angle across here. Back like that. And then make this a little taller. Like so. And then turn the little brush sideways. And come straight back like so. Like that. And then on this side, we can use these same colors. Sap green, Van Dyke brown, and we'll go ahead and use some more of the phthalo green. Tap all these colors together. And I want to start right here. And I just want to bring this color down across here at an angle and carry it all the way off the canvas. About like so. And just kind of fill it in across here. Just go ahead and fill it all in with color. It don't matter what color you use in here as long as it's dark. You could put this on with a boot. That's what Bob used to say. You know, I never saw him do it though. I never saw the man use a boot as many times as he said that. Alright, I'm definitely not going to throw this in the thinner right now because this brush is coated. So I'm going to take and wrap it in a paper towel and I'm going to lay it to the side for now. I'm going to lay it right there for now. That'll be the last brush I wash tonight because I think I'm going to change out my thinner tomorrow anyway. Alright, so now we want another fan brush. And I need my good one. Oh, it's dirty. Oof. Alright. Well, we'll wash it right quick. That wasn't too hard. Alright, I'm going to pick up the rest of the sap green I got over here and some of that dark color that we was just mixing together. And some of this phthalo green that we was just mixing together. And we'll bring in a little of the Prussian blue over here. And I'm going to pick up just a hair of the cad yellow and bring it in. And get me a dark green going. That's what I'm looking for, a dark green. And I'm loading this fan brush up with it. Alright, I don't want to hide this. I want y'all to see it. I'm going to come right up here above the mountain. And I'm going to start just like so. I'm going to come straight down. About like that. Then I'm going to come back up here with the corner. And I'm going to start right here and just touch. And then start pushing up as I come down. Just pushing up. Going back and forth. Just pushing up. That's all I'm doing. Then you can flip the brush over. Use the other side. Just pushing up. That's all I'm doing. Get wider as we come down. Just like so. Then when we get down here to the bottom where the bushes are, just let it fade on out. Then come back up here, load it up again. Just get all these dark colors we had made up over here. It was sap green, phthalo green, Van Dyke brown. We even went and added some Prussian blue to it. So it's just a melting pot of colors over here. All right, then we'll make this one a little bit taller. We'll come in here with it, like so. And same thing. We'll start at the top and just start working our way down. Just pushing up with the brush. That's all we're doing. And you can flip it over if you need to. Use the other side. And if you go to running out of color, just go back down and load back up. That's all you got to do. And touching these limbs together like this, don't let that bother you, because we can fix all that during highlight. As to what tree we want in front of the other one and whatnot. All right, we're gonna load up again. Same colors. Same colors. Then we'll come back over here. We'll let this one be a little shorter this time. He don't have to be as tall. Matter of fact, we may let that big tall one be out front of these two little ones. And if that's what we have to do, then that's what we'll do. Alright, same way. We're just going to start at the top and just kind of work our way down. Little by little. Flip the brush if you need to. The further you come down, the wider you can get. Leave yourself some room in there that, you know, where you can see through. That way the little bird's got a place to sit and land and all that good stuff. You know, I love painting. I really do. But when you get to fill into these real dark colors, it can be a pain in the butt quick. But I am going to clean up the thinner tomorrow, so we alright. Alright, now I'm going to pick up some dark sienna and some white and mix them together. Just kind of marble mix them. Pull it out flat as I can get it. Always pull it out flat as you can get it when you're working with that knife. Because you got to have that little roll of paint. That little roll of paint is so important. Alright, come right up here. Give yourself a indication of a little tree trunk here and there. And then do the same over here. Just touch. And it'll pull off what it wants. And then the same right here. About like so. Then clean it off. Then come right up here. And come right through the center of your top. And pull that out. So it's got a good strong point on it. Just like so. Then pick your 2-inch brush up again. Come over here at the start of your little point out here, and just go to pulling down, straight down. But just keep in mind that the further you go back, the further down you got to pull out. Pull down. Because everything above it's getting taller. And then right here where that big tree is, you just have to, you can come up here and pick you up a little of the color if you need to. You just come up here and just pull all that straight on down. Then knock a little color out. We don't want to go across it just yet, because we got a couple more steps to do before we get there. All right, then we will take us just a little bit of Van Dyke brown on our knife, and we'll come under here and pull us in a little edge across here. And whenever you're doing this, you want to pull this. You want to pull this toward the center of the painting. And pick us up a little more. Come up here. And just pull it straight toward the center. Just like so. And we already got our highlight color made. Our highlight color is going to be the color that we used over here to put our tree trunks in with. Okay, just like so. Well, I'm telling you, that Van Dyke brown is thick. Then we'll clean a little bit off. We'll get that little roll of paint. That's too big. We want a smaller roll than that. Then we'll just come up here and just very light touch. Just very light. Very lightly touch. Just let it graze across there. Just let it graze across. snow on the mountain. Just barely touch. All the way out to the end out here. Just barely touch. Just like so.